Hello. So, as much as I want to eat and watch anime, I'm gonna be doing a video. Little mukbang. It's been a while. The last one I've done was in South Korea. And I'm gonna be like talking and eating. Not at the same time. I'll try to be polite, more considerate about it. I'm not just gonna be talking with my mouth full. But I'm just gonna be eating a meal, my first meal of the day, while I yap about, I guess, my self doubts or whatever being a YouTuber, a content creator, if you will. This is what I have for my first meal of the day. It is currently 4:16 p.m. I did not mean to intermittent fast, but I ended up doing so anyways. It's fine. It's fine. I've got pancit canton. This is the sweet and spicy flavor, cooked al dente, which is how I liked it, and 5-ish eggs. I got really impatient, so like some of them have missing egg whites, but it's a total of 5 eggs, ish. Yeah, this is this is my meal. It's actually really good. Don't knock it till you try it. People have this as their like midnight snack. They would cook one packet and then have like an egg, but then this is my full-on meal. I usually take it with a protein shake, or I do a protein shake beforehand, but I will skip it and then have that as like a little snack later on. For my beverage of choice, you know what it is, Coke Zero. At this point, please sponsor. I'm gonna get a brand deal one day with Coke. With Coca-Cola. That's gonna be one of my dream brands to work with. Let's aim for that one day. But there's quite a few things that have been going through my mind lately whenever I post my videos, because there's some videos where I'm like, okay, this is nice, this is valuable. A bunch of people might find this helpful, you know, like my tech videos or my how-to videos, my tips videos, and then it goes like no views, no likes, and then I do these sorts of videos where I just yap about anything, and then it gets like more likes than that. Like, it's still not that much, but it gets a noticeably more amount of likes in comparison to the video that I have worked so hard to do and that I gave extra thought about. So I don't know. Sometimes I have like a fear of boring you, the viewer. Or maybe even overwhelming you because I put out so much content. But then again, like, you're not forced to watch all of this. If you don't want to watch a video that I put out, then you don't have to watch it. I feel as though these videos of me talking is just like, okay, this guy doesn't really know what he's talking about. He's taking too long to speak in between each sentence because his brain processes like a computer back in the 2000s. But it's a work in progress. That was an amazing first bite. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like you might get too tired of me, especially since you see me every single day. But then, like I said, if you don't want to watch that sort of video, then you don't have to. Like, you just come back whenever you feel like it, right? I'm not forcing you to watch any of my videos. I'm not gonna lie. Back when I was like growing up, even up until recently, I still kind of do it sometimes, but I've been trying to be more mindful of it. I have had this like bad habit of just stuffing my face full of my food every single time. I would just like be taking as much food in as I can, and it wasn't the most appealing to look at. and it probably wasn't the best habit in terms of health as well. So now I've kind of consciously learned to eat a little bit more thoughtfully, or intentionally, where I take smaller smaller portions of food into my mouth so that I can chew it better, so that it digests better. Because if you didn't know, your mouth is the start of your digestion process. It's where you break down food first with your chewing and with saliva. So sorry if you already knew that, but it also looks a lot better if I take reasonable amounts of food into my mouth while I record. It doesn't make me look obnoxious, but I think that it's something that I've noticed over time, especially since making these mukbang videos. And anyways, I'm just gonna be like surprising you. I'm not gonna put any timestamps in this video. You're gonna have to watch the whole video in order to see me like eat the whole thing and to yap. I'm not gonna let you skip through. I mean, you can if you want to, but you're just not gonna know where you're skipping into. The thing with posting every single day, not from the viewer's sort of point of view or standpoint, but from the creator standpoint, is that if you do this every single day, there is a chance that you could lose your spark. You could develop burnout. And it is a very, very real thing. But for me, I either take like a rest day, like an intentional rest day, or I end up unintentionally skipping that day due to how busy I was, or I had other things that I had to take care of. But then I usually get back on track. So today I actually have to upload 3 videos to get back on track. This is the second video that I've uploaded today. Hopefully I did upload this today. And hopefully I get another video uploaded so that I'm caught up. Because after this, I have a lot of things going on. This is technically my only slow day of the week. And then for the next couple of weeks, it's just going to be bam, 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 thing after thing after thing. Maybe I should start eating more and talking less. If you're still here, what are you doing? I'm just kidding. Thank you. I really appreciate you. But please do give me some more suggestions on what I should do in terms of content. If you want me to make more of these mukbang videos where I just yap, please let me know. It would be very, very helpful. I feel like this is going to be an uncut video. Maybe I should not even look back at the video and just like okay, it's good to go. Because even on more of these like uncut videos, I look back at them and see what I could take out. But with a mukbang, you're just like, if I'm not talking, then I'm just eating, and it's fine to leave the little parts where I'm not talking in there because it is part of the mukbang experience, right? The next thing I kind of want to talk about is sort of my identity outside of YouTube. So the more I'm doing this consistently, the more and more people that are finding out about my YouTube channel, the YouTube channel that you're watching right now, and it's being brought up a lot more. And it's kind of funny because before this, not before this, but sort of during this whole thing, I was like really into cars, and I do have like, or I've had friends where we would only just talk about cars, and it was weird because I had this sort of same, not necessarily problem, but this thing where I'm like, okay, I don't want to be associated as like a car guy or like only a car guy. So I guess it's the same with YouTube. I don't want to be associated as just like the YouTube guy, the person who does YouTube. For a while though, I've been the person who's always had a camera on. I didn't really mind that, but I guess it's just, if they're always talking about my YouTube channel, it's like I don't really want to hear it. Because I'm still trying to find out my path with this YouTube channel. Excuse me. I've gone through tech, travel, self-improvement. I'm doing mukbangs, I'm doing vlogs. It's still a process. I'm I need to start eating again. I'm just like, I'm getting too into the conversation where I'm not even eating anymore. I should be finishing this up. It's almost been 10 minutes. I don't know anymore. Maybe I should like do a little bit of cutting or editing in this video, just so that I can speed it along. Okay, I blew on it like it was hot, but it wasn't hot. I feel like it's the equivalent of blowing cereal, but this isn't a cold. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking now. I'm usually good with ratios in terms of like rationing my food so that I would get even bites of the egg and then even bites of the pancit canton. But I've been yapping so much to the point where I'm like, okay, I have too much egg for the pancit canton. And this is definitely a more than the usual amount of eggs that I have. Max would be 4, but with this amount of pancit canton, it would usually be about like 3. So I do also like to save more pancit canton at the end because I like eating it at the end. It's sort of like how with a burger and fries, I do like to have like that last bite of the burger, but at the end I also still want to eat the fries afterwards, even though it gets cold. Right? I've had this discussion with my friends. Some of my friends eat the fries first so that it doesn't get cold and then the burger. But I like to do the same strategy as this, where it's like I eat the burger first and then a few fries in the same bite, but then I sort of like ration it so that I would get a pretty even amount of burger and fries, like a certain ratio. And it's something that I can't really explain. It's not like a 1 bite to every 3 fries or whatever. It depends on the fry because no fry is the same. I'm getting too technical with this. But at the end, I do like to have a little bit of extra fries because I like eating it at the end. Even though as much as I really like the burger, as much as I like the eggs, I still like the pancit canton at the end. It's not like I like one over the other though. This is such a weird conversation. This whole egg's going in. So I would usually be taking those kinds of bites like all the time, like the mukbang bites, to where like my mouth is always like full. Which is not the best. Those are the bites where if you swallow too fast, like it gets stuck in your throat or your esophagus, and you'd have to like chug something down in order to like clear it up. I think that pretty much covers it all up of me just yapping about my thoughts. It's sort of like a journal session. Every time at the end you sort of express your thoughts, you gain this sort of like clarity and this sort of peace afterwards where you're like, okay, I got that out of my system. Now I can do whatever I need to do. My camera is blinking red, but it's like perfect timing. I think it's been less than like an hour since I've uploaded my last video. It's got 5 views, no likes. But I'm just about done with this meal. Hopefully it doesn't die out, because usually if the camera dies out before I stop the recording, the whole file becomes corrupt. Okay, we're good. I stopped and started the recording again, so this would be the only clip that goes away. We're done. That is going to be it for this video. I will finish this Coca-Cola Zero on my own time because my camera's running out of battery. Thanks for listening. I'll see you tomorrow.